Welcome back to episode 5 of A Brutal Vulcan Start. Here we are returning from the mining run of previous episode 4. Doing the same old get in and start creating a vacuum and charge some batteries, swap batteries, and organize some ore floating around here. So typically the rule is if the for coal, if the coal is on the ground, it's been degassed. Or if I put it in the shelf, if it's a unit of 50 in the shelf, it's been degassed. So I try to take care of all that. So here I am, degassing, getting ready to do a critical steel run. Poor planning in the previous episodes. I used up all my steel, or more importantly, I should have done a double batch. Two big goals in this episode is one, to get the hydroponics going with planting my 3 potato seeds with a grow light on a timing sequence, on for 15 minutes and off for 5. That's an extremely simple script, nothing fancy, just turn on the light, sleep for 15 seconds, which is 15 minutes, which is 900 seconds, and then turn the light off, and then sleep for 5 minutes, which is 300 seconds, and then loop. Very simple there. And then the other aspect is my power is becoming a big problem, so I'm finally going to implement solar tracking, including a large battery, and build some more solar units. Yeah, the solar is, that's something I should have done earlier. For the most part, power has not really been a problem. I'm not actually run out of power. So I've just been, just kicking the can down the road here. But once I start, setting up the hydroponic grow light uses up quite a bit of power. And then I need to have AC and all the other fun games going on. My power requirements will start shooting up. So it came up to the top of the heap here. There we are. All right, some more steel. Yeah, I really don't like this map seed. I've played Vulcan quite a few times on my own, and this is a really crappy map seed for finding ore. Or should I say ore near the base? Obviously, there's plenty of ore on the map. And as always, got to put a ton of cables up. So yeah, in the hydroponic room, we have some pipes and a grow light and IC housing, IC chip. Finally print our laptop, which we did actually print a laptop already. I also think the other thing, I should have just printed up a computer terminal. That doesn't require anything too exotic. And that would have got me an automation faster, and the computer kit I can reuse for the trading anyway. So that was so I think that's another thing I should have done is automate things much earlier. It makes things easier. Back and forth on, should I rush trading? There's just so many things to get going here, so. I think the biggest, if I pick one big problem, is my efficiency in mining ore. That's been, I think, the number one problem I had. One is I've been wasting too much of the prime nighttime screwing around inside when I should be mining. The second is I should be looking for those large deposits and just sit there and mine that out versus trying to fly around too much. And I think that, spent too much time mining areas which had very little ore when I should just be finding little mega areas. So I think mining definitely hurt a lot because now I got stuck a few times, like I ran out of steel or I'm waiting for something else, so I cut down my production rate. But that, live and learn. Just trying to figure out. It goes there. No, I think it goes one more over. I'm a bit rusty at doing all this. Been a while. Let's take it one more over. Okay. All right, so we're gonna stick the housing somewhere here on the side. Put it right there. So that will drive the row light right there. Yeah, right now I'm not really isolating anything with transformers yet. Everything takes a little. Yeah, I'm not coordinated setting things on the ceiling here. That's trying to maneuver into that corner there. There we go. All right. And then we need to tap into the main line here, and man, it takes forever for me to do that. All right, so I turned the light on for a second, turn it off, got power. We just need a chip now. We have our laptop, we need an IC. All right, so I have this already in clipboard, and it's really simple. Yeah, this run is really not about coding. If there's something, and a lot of stuff has been done, a million times by other people. So if I put something in there and you say, yeah, you really wish you would sit down and explain what the F you just did, let me know, and I'll just do a separate standalone video, just discuss that one topic. And that way, if someone wants to watch it, they can watch it without spending time here. Yeah, water is becoming a problem here. Also concerned about trading because I only start with not a lot of money, so I got to sell some stuff. And I don't think with a brutal start with stationary difficulty, I don't think I need trading. There's no way I can pull this off without trading, especially get some oxide. And with oxide, I got plenty of volatiles outside, and with all that, I can make some water and cool it down a little bit. Although I do plan to do a standalone video on a phase change cooling solution I plan to use for this series. It won't be too fancy because of time constraints, so I'm basically going to label it like sort of a quick and dirty open circuit Vulcan phase change, solution when you need something quick like I do. So basically, that'll be in episode 6. Yeah, episode 6, I think I'll start putting that in. And that'll go really fast in the playthrough, that's whipping it out. So I think that one I'll separate out in a separate video so I have time to explain what I did and why I did it. And say design will be something simple so I can implement it really quickly because of time constraints. You can definitely do much fancier, larger versions, but All right. The all important heavy mining tool that will speed up the mining rate. That's something else that's quite valuable. As I said, if I played this in a standard start, even at stationary difficulty, I can have that by day 5. So it's a big difference between the two. And we'll get a mining belt. Want one of those. And then we'll get fancy and print off an new arc welder so we can have that. All right, I gotta make doors. So I'm just stocking up on, make a bunch of composite doors. So I need plastic and glass sheets, and figure I'd print up some of those while I got a little gap here. Yeah, it's because you normally start with like 50 of those, so you don't really have to 50 plastic, 50 glass. So it's a while before you have to print any of those up. Snag that, and the rest of it we'll just toss over here for now. Probably put that laptop away for now. Oh, read my thoughts. So another problem I have is that, every time I come in here, I, break the vacuum in the room, and so I got to put a proper airlock on the other end. That'll speed things up a little bit. And then once I have the airlock, and then I'll keep on going. And episode 6 is when I build out further for the trading. And we'll splurge on a Mark II arc welder. So no more contaminating inside when I weld. Maybe not. Well, yeah. Yeah, I milked the one solar panel facing up with 6 turbines quite a bit. Yeah, I'm short on large batteries right now. I'm just going to throw a small battery in the I'm like, let's turn everything off. Because I was watching that battery go down. That was not good. I mean, it's going down because it's probably not windy right now. So we'll put a better battery there. All right. So once again, this is a problem. It's I'm wasting prime mining time right now. So we'll finish with this little structure here. It's one of the things is just I'm doing this in the wrong order. I mean, it's just really useful because the extra space when I start need to, make water, I need some place to put all that equipment. And I really can't do much work outside because I need an upgraded suit. Upgraded suit requires exotic alloys, which will take way too much time to get all that set up and going. So I'm stuck with my EVA suit. So I need to do as much indoor as possible. So I need more room to set up my combustor and all the other fun and games there. So we'll kind of stick it in this room for now. Okay. So at least we've got an airlock here, and then we'll finish powering it up on later on in this episode because I don't have an active vent or passive vent. All right, so let's finally do some mining. And no battery. Okay. All right, so here I am trying to look for these little deposits here I need to find. God, my jetpack just, watch my jetpack just suck down. I mean, that's another fun thing about Stationeers Difficult. That jetpack 5X is just a killer. And I can drain this. I don't know, that 5X is just not doing as well as it used to. What's going on there? Anyway, and, and that was a pretty short run, but I've done runs where, jetpack, it's like getting close to being empty, even though it's full on the way out. Okay, we'll close that door manually, make the long run all the way down here and get this going. It's a lot of base for it to empty out now. All right, so let's get this thing topped off. Don't forget that. All right, so now the focus is on power, because we are running out. So we're going to need a bunch of stuff. We're going to need a sensor for tracking, a daylight sensor for tracking the sun. We're going to need a station battery. We're going to need housing outside, a chip outside. We need a power unit APC so we can drive power to the housing independently. So worst come to worst, we can always control the solar panels. We need to, we have the one solar unit. We're going to build some more of those. I think I can get away with building 4 more. So we'll have a total of 5. I need more cabling. And I need to change out. I'm still using standard cable. I'm really pushing that. I thought about putting a transformer on there just to make sure I don't overload everything. But I figure if I go with I can go up to 6 solar units without. I should be within even because the solar unit can go up to, in theory, up to 500. I don't need to go full 500, but. And then turbines at can go up to 200. So for the most part, put 5 up there, 5 solar, and I actually just end up disconnecting some of the turbines. I was going to rewire them, but and I didn't have time to do that. So anyway, here we are wiring up this airlock. because I'm tired of playing these games. So we'll have a real airlock here, and that will, and then I'll set up the automation here. Yes, this room's a vacuum, but as I said before, I prefer the advanced airlock controls, and this gives me a little more flexibility. And it's not like adding the extra active vent and whatnot is that big of a deal. I'm rushing in cable, need a bunch of cables. And I'm trying to get all this set up before nighttime. Yeah, we got to replace that door at some point with a composite door, and then we'll automate this too. So then we'll be able to zip around the base without fear of hitting the wrong button and effing it all up. So another issue, always issues, isn't there? Is up to 31 in here, and we're going to have to cool this room. That's actually something, that's one of the first things I'll do in episode 6. Now I'm going to do something real crappy. I'm just going to put a simple AC unit here with the waistline connected to outside. It's not very efficient, but I don't have much to cool in this room just to take the edge off, and with the improved power, then it's good enough for this room. So, all right. So we got plants growing. We can fill up O2. We can get rid of our waste tanks. I haven't seen the hygiene warning for a while, so it seems like just spending the time in here and doing whatever is enough for the hygiene to keep up with. Because time I get in here and muck with all the buttons and do this and do that, then we're good. I got to put a chip in that O2 filter so I don't blow up the buildings. So be careful with that. Okay, we got a battery. Okay, so we got a battery. We'll need some glass sheets for the turbines. Print some more cables. We need a laptop. Let's program that now. Okay, once again, this is in my clipboard. All right. Boom. All right, so there's like 10 scripts on the workshop for doing all the solar stuff. So what this one does is it assumes that the port of because this is sort of custom for my base, and it's not super flexible per se. So all it does is that, assuming the daylight sensor is in a certain orientation, I give each solar unit a name based on which way its port's facing. This is a common technique, so it's nothing new. And then it just computes for horizontal, it computes the right coordinate for each one, blast out, with a batch name right. The vertical is always the same, so that makes it easy. And that's, there's a million of those out there. There's nothing unique about what I did. I want to do a fancier version that, I know they've been done, but I like to figure these out on my own. So I like to do I believe you can auto-detect the position of the, I noticed my filter is getting quite low here. They seem to go faster now. I want that they made some changes to Stationeer difficulty. It goes to your filters more quickly. Now that solution worked out quite well, just putting that up. So I like that. Yeah, the furnace, I could have put the active vent outside, and then because once this room's a vacuum, then it doesn't really matter so much if I have the things around it. But early on, this room wasn't always a vacuum, and so I like the fact that I can see the switches on in the active vent, and it's not that much time to add the little box around it. That wasn't really the time constraint per se. Probably uses so probably could have, if I didn't have the box around it and I had the active vent outside, I could have pushed it a little further outside. Actually, totally outside and reroute the things. But anyway, I think it looks kind of cool this way. Yep, printing. So I'm just trying to print up all the things I need to go out and get my solar stuff dealt with. Since I have a little idle time here, go ahead and get this other stacker installed. Got too much junk in my inventory here. Let's see, I got some steel sheets so I can weld look at my inventory now. I got steel sheets so I can weld the station battery. I have glass sheets for the solar units. I have the APC for power. I got the sensor. I got the passive vent for outside. We got some turbines. We have a housing. And we got a chip. We can program all that. I did forget the labeler, which I'll remember later on. I have to go back in and get it. Okay, so the temperature is dropping. We'll put these. I figure the ones way over there are the degassed ones. Yeah, I forgot to set that to 50, so they each came out individually. Fortunately, it was a small run. All right, so let's keep we're definitely time to improve that power. The hydroponics at grow light uses up a lot more power than I thought, so. Sitting here contemplating what I can do next. I figure, well, I can get rid of this door now. Figure out what tool I need. That's gone, that's gone. I've got too much junk now. Yep, no battery. So when we go out, we'll put that passive on the outside, and then we still have to connect this wire, and I will remember. So I looked at it and go, oh, that's right, I connect this wire up. All right, so now we have an active. So all I got to do now is I can just use the airlock now and not have to vent the entire room anymore. We'll stick this over here. Kind of reminder to turn this on and off. They do make a permanently installed one, but it consumes more power. And the permanent beacons, they have a really bright light. So you put it outside, like somewhere high, and you can see this little light from really a long distance. So the funny thing about it, once you have the beacon installed, because of that bright light, unless you're really effing away, you don't need the tracker anymore because you can always see where the base is at, which is nice. All right, we got push button doors. We are moving up here in the world. All right, it's just starting to turn dark. We got a lot of work to do here. Sort of a home improvement project here. We're going to pull this guy out. Yeah, we can only stack 5 on the solar units. Oh crap! So I figure I'll go ahead and put that. That one I put in wrong. I take it out. It's a dual port. I only do single ports. I didn't notice it. Go back and fix that. I'll notice it doesn't track. Since I only use single ports, my script doesn't handle dual port units. I never put them in. Most people's scripts will handle all 4 types of trackers. So. Yes, I've never used a dual port. I always use single port. So, anywho, we'll take care of that. I figure I use up the cable so I don't have extra cable in my hand. You know, it's amazing how long construction takes. You know, it's like, or I'm just slow at doing it. Try and consider the most efficient cable path. I don't think I'm doing it. I'm just gonna run 2 lines down the side. Now I could add more. I think this is gonna be enough for now. Okay, we're gonna throw the battery right in here. And we did remember our steel, which is the first. And then we got a screwdriver. Okay, so let's get this wired up to start. At least getting a little bit of a charge here while we're finishing up the construction. Okay. Now we're gonna rip all this out. I'll clean that stuff up later. Actually, I don't actually do it. I run out of time, so I don't muck with them for a while. And then I'm so busy, I'll probably never reconnect them. All right, so we're gonna put this. It's so hard to see what the button is. I think that's okay there. And then we're gonna put the housing here. Okay, so the data port goes the other way. So basically, power to power. So what happened, power comes out, so power comes in on this side, power goes out the other side, goes to the APC, and if an APC charges the power side, and then the data side goes on the generation part of the battery. And so it can talk to the solar units. So this is a case where having a independent power and data port is actually quite useful. Now this is placed because the port 0.0 because my script is hard-coded for this orientation. It's not a that flexible of a script. Okay, and we're going to set D0 to the daylight sensor since I only have one. That makes it easy. Open this up, turn it on. We'll steal battery from somewhere. All right, so now our little thing has power. Let's close it up. Turn it down, make it look pretty. Turn this on. Okay, we got a chip going. And this is why I go, oh, I forgot the labeler. But now, we just push a button. Oh, not yet. I haven't put the card in yet. Still manual. But that's at least an improvement over what we did before. Okay, close that. Turn that off. Hit the button. At least the button's a little easier. Fly all the way over here. You see they all move but that one because that's a dual track. And I go, oh crap. I go, why doesn't that work? So this is my pattern solar. So the port, which is basically the back of my character, goes the other way. It goes to 270. So I'm facing 90. So the opposite is 270. So 270 and then 270, and the other sides are solar 90s. So because the script code has a store batch name, and that was a cool feature. I'm glad that was a big improvement. That allowed a lot of cool flexibility with that feature. Okay, so we got these going. Wonder why I didn't track. All right, I have misspelling, and I'm going, why doesn't this one work? And I noticed the extra port. Boogers. Let's take it out and fix it. I'm kind of like panicking now because now the sun's coming up. Let's do it the right way. Put a sheet of glass on it. And let's name it. So you see, it's moving now because of vertical. So basically, when I set the vertical, that's just a store batch to all, solar units. The name is only when I do the horizontal. All right, they're all facing the right direction. Push the button, push the button. Now, unfortunately, we spent a complete, prime mining session wiring that up, which was costly time-wise. But so what I'm doing here is seeing if we have a true vacuum. In this room. And so I have a true vacuum now, which means now I have an airlock. Airlocks are pretty good at that. That single frame is very good at keeping it, So now, put that away. Put everything back to where it goes. And bunch of great batteries. So now the power situation has been solved. Turns out that adds a lot more power. We can go ahead and get some more large batteries going here. Maybe. Swap that there. my steel again. Yeah. So as I said before, my mining efficiency is really bad in this series, and if you run out of material, especially given the fact you're trapped so much during the like 2/3 of the time you're inside. So if you're not doing well in the mining runs, then you're sitting around not doing much. So I said it, instead of putting a battery charger in here, which I probably should have done that, I just stuck another APC in here. APCs charge faster than the little charger over there. So. And I can always use another APC somewhere, so, at some point. All right, so now I can get more batteries charging. There. I can put a big battery in my mining tool. It definitely, the heavy miner definitely goes to the power a lot faster. So if I actually do a full mining run, I definitely don't want to run out. And I forgot to put my jetpack back in the charging unit. So my jetpack is still sitting there. All right, so now I'm getting a little, since I can't do much, I can go ahead and automate my outer airlock. Yeah, at this point, I don't have to be too stringent about turning off power, since, especially during the daytime, I have a lot of power coming in. Okay, we know we have a vacuum, so we turn that off. Mount the console in the middle. Put that in. Remember my glass. I gotta find my data card. We'll put this over here. As good as place as any. And where did I put it? Right there. And now we need to label everything. So it's gonna inner door 1 representing airlock number 1. Inner vent 1. Call this the wrong thing. And we'll call this airlock gas sensor 1. As you might guess, I'm going to touch Cypress. It's a long list. Okay, so we just kind of scan to look for things with a 1, with a suffix of 1. That makes it a little easier getting through the long list. Just kind of scan, just look for a 1. Look for the 1. Okay, there's a 1. Okay. Outer doors exterior. Interior. Sensor, and I don't know why those two are red like that. And it's like, okay, that's weird. Hydration critical. I actually end up forgetting to set those. I like to set the pressure to 0 on both of the active on the advanced airlock. I'll remember later on and do that at some point. All right, so now we're going to do the swap the tanks over, dump this. This obviously be all far better automated, but for now it is good enough. We got some potatoes growing. So we got some water in the tank. Yeah, there's the last of all provided water, at least in the water bottles, is gone now. And this is day 17. So now we're sucking down this tank. This is not good because this is the water we need for our plants. So we are not in a good place. And the room is up to 34 now. So, as I said, beginning of episode 6, we'll just drop an AC system in the corner and stick a pipe outside, a passive vent, and turn it on and turn it set 25, and it's good enough for this small room. And that's quick and dirty solution, so we can focus on the more important things like getting it trading and start extract. Well, let's see what else we got to do now. So we need to set up a trader because we're going to have to get some more oxygen through oxide. We have to get that. We need to start pulling volatiles out of the atmosphere at night. So we start at 127. And then we need a cooling solution that can cool the volatiles down to 20. And we need a solution that can cool hot water down. We can bring the water down to 127 using night air, but we got to bring it down to drinking edge. So, yeah. So I'm going to go with a quick and dirty phase change mechanism, open circuit type design. And I'll build that out in a separate video. So I think between this episode and episode 6, I'll spend time and I'll work out that design. I'll put it in a little creative environment, and I'll do a special standalone video which let's talk about what I built and why I built it that way. And then when I toss it into episode 6, maybe 7, you'll see what I did. You won't be confused of what I did because it's already been explained. All right, so I'm kind of stuck in here looking for useful things to do. I need to make in the sensor and whatnot because the airlock to the hydroponic room needs to be automated too. I figured to toss that in. I need some gold, so I figured to just grab that. And fortunately, gold's pretty simple to smelt. Our console. And yeah, lack of ore is becoming an issue here. Nope. All right, so we are stuck. And we come on, put the jetpack in. Put the jetpack in. This is definitely a game to learn to multitask. That's for sure. Although they claim all studies have shown that people multitask like crap. As much as they may claim they're great at multitasking is not good. I'm just trying to do something useful here while waiting for it to get a little cooler outside. Now, once I have a good cooling solution in hydroponics, then, if I even fill up a waste tank I can be a lot more aggressive going out. Probably not during the peak temperature, but probably early morning and evening to stay out of the peak temperature, because then I can just cool the whole tank down at night using the hydroponic room for that. So that gives me a much longer time frame. Unfortunately, it takes a while to get to that point where you can do that. So just figure I'd toss these in here. So these are for, that said, the hydroponic airlock. To automate that, I'd switch out that door too. All right, so I think we're cold enough. And the reason why I grabbed the flares and the portable, this is why I remembered I didn't do the door right. I try setting these at various numbers and 10 and whatnot, and it just, especially for Venus, I don't know why they're red like that. Is that because I named that initially wrong and renamed it or something? It seems to work, so I waste some time staring at that a little bit. But all right, let's see what happens. Come on, way over here, put that back. Wasting time, wasting time, wasting time. Push the button, door closes. It seems to work fine. All right, so we're going to spend a little more time, wasting a little more time, because that's what we do. And we're going to find a little spot, nice little lava spot, and then we're just going to drop it in there, and it should melt and go away. So did I waste about a minute doing this? All right, so now we checked our tracker, and we're going to mine at 5x, and we're trying to be a little more aggressive, find the little spots. And I need a little bit of everything, so we're just mine. Yeah, strange, the iron is just spotty. Okay. There's some iron. Let's mine the crap out of this spot. All right, so we're almost at the end of this episode. We're still alive. We've fixed the power problem. We're growing potatoes, so at least food-wise, we're good. Water is our big issue, and we're going to have to trade for some more O2 so we can start that process. Looks pretty here. This is the nice thing about Vulcan over Venus. Venus is just a boring planet. And we push the button. And until next time, see ya.